welcome, and welcome to the first episode of my Fringes of the Empire mini-series based off of the Star Wars 5th Edition system. I figured I'd celebrate the 100th film in our film podcast this year, so what better way to celebrate than with a Star Wars campaign? And I've got 6 people joining me tonight. Let's introduce yourselves one at a time here. First off, we've got Aaron Kramers. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Aaron Kramers,
What do you do?
and I'm a I'm a filmmaker and artist.
Nice. Nice. And Mr. Kane, little Devin Kane over here playing a very morally ambiguous character. Tell us a bit about yourself, man.
Oh, well, my name's Devin, and I co-host the podcast over on Thursdays with More, the prestigious connoisseur of content, and this is my second ever time doing D&D anything after Ian won't leave me alone about it. For the first time was the Call of Cthulhu one shot that we did, and I had a lot of fun with, where I played a real bastard of a character, which was a lot of fun, and I decided to up the ante a little bit this time.
Slightly. We also have first time joining us on anything like this. First time I've personally talked to him myself, Devin Rudder. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Oh, by the way, they're both named Devin, and no, that's not going to get confusing at all.
Uh, First time playing D&D. Play video games and stuff at work.
Fuck yeah.
How do we know each other, Devin? Let's get that out of the way.
We work together a lot.
This is true. We end up both end up at the same machine. We worked in a factory to pay the bills. I bought your old computer because I needed one, and that's what I'm using to play right now. Which has been great. I use it for video editing and D&D shit.
Fuck yeah. And Richard, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Richard Doan. I work with both of the Devons at the same factory, so
There's two
you
of
can
them.
imagine what that's like. Um,
It's fantastic.
I'm fairly experienced in D&D and huge Star Wars nerd ever since I was 3, so been quite a long time. Very excited to do this. Very excited to meet all you guys and get to know you through this.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Anytime I'm stuck working with Richard, it's often a good time because we can just talk about Star Wars and D&D and Magic the Gathering and what have you during the whole shift. So it's always a
For
good time,
sure.
even if the job is a pain in the ass.
Nice.
Exactly.
Okay. Next up is a little man called Steven Beeson, both in the game
Hey,
and
how's it
otherwise.
going? Yeah. Oh, how's it going, everyone? I'm Stephen Beeson. I'm a filmmaker here in the decent state of Arkansas in the great United States. I'm the American mascot of the Thursdays with the Moray Film Podcast. If you're familiar with them on this same channel. Yeah, I have quite a bit of experience with fifth edition. Been playing for the last couple of years, so big fan of Star Wars, and was anxious to be a part of this. Thanks for having me.
Nice.
I'm glad that we have you on this one because it didn't
Oh
work out
yeah.
with the
Yeah.
last one, unfortunately. But
Well,
oh, oh,
no, and the thing about that was you guys scheduled it around American Easter, which like, there
No
was
go.
some American holiday that wasn't the same for you guys. Um, but I was stuck helping around the house, big family dinner, so I'm glad this one worked out at least.
Nice.
oh yeah.
And last but not least, Tad, the Chad.
Hey.
Hello everybody. Hello there. I'm Tad. I like long walks on the beach and staring at the sunset.
Fuck you.
I'm a
Which is
big
why
Star
you're
Wars.
blind.
What?
Which is why you're blind now, right?
Yeah.
which is crazy because you're an artist and did all these character designs just through astral projected,
Yeah.
vision.
No, I
Oh
just
my God.
just working off pure muscle memory, you know. And
Yikes.
great.
Yeah, no, I'm a character. I'm going to school to be a character designer slash 3D animator. I've been a occasional guest on the podcast, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. So when I was asked to do a Star Wars D&D campaign, of course I had to say yes. So
Hell yeah. And big shout out to all the character designs that you did for us
Yeah.
for this campaign. 'Cause
Oh,
I think
Awesome work.
mad props.
It
They are
is
beautiful.
basically
I love them.
on par. You guys will see it as we play. I'll kind of like post the images for Roll20, but they are so on par with Gendy Tarkovsky's Clone Wars that I straight up shared this to other Facebook groups, and they said like, "Wow, this just looks like Tarkovsky." Which, and yeah, I agree. You guys absolutely nailed that kind of cartoony style. Great work to you guys, and special thanks to Aaron Kramers and Devin Keane for both delivering on posters for this podcast. Help me get this information out there. You two are the best, and all of you guys are the best, man. This is going to be a blast. A few things before we begin. Just a couple rules house rules that I kind of like to follow. First off, a critical roll, which is a natural 20, we like to call it, or a 20 on the dice, is always a success. Even if you don't traditionally like hit the target number, so to speak, it's still going to succeed. But a natural 1, a 1 on the dice, is always a failure. I don't give a shit if you have a plus 15 to your dice roll. A natural 1 is always a failure. But
Now,
keep in
is
mind,
that-
that goes both ways. That goes for the enemies as well.
So I am going to, I'm going to ask, is that just for attack rolls, or does that count to
It's for
skill
any
checks?
roll.
Okay,
It's for any
alright,
roll,
good
not
to-
damage, but any other roll.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's slightly different. And my rule for magic is a little bit different as well. Whereas normally you can't cast like 2 spells, or in this case powers, force and tech powers at once. But I'm going to say you can cast 2 force powers and 2 tech powers. Let's say one is an action, one is a bonus action. But the catch is one spell has to be 2nd level or lower. That's the catch. Just keep that in mind as you're playing as well. Also, inspiration. I hand out inspiration like candy, but the catch is if you re-roll, you have to take the lore number even if the re-roll is worse. However, that re-roll
Gotcha.
could still be handy in the right circumstances, especially for an adventure like this. This is going to be great. You guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. There's no stupid questions in my games. It's a rule I kind of say with all of my players. I have heard the worst, dumbest questions, so give me your fucking best. That's all I'm going to say.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Yes, it is. Mayonnaise is an
Are we on the
instrument, and
Starship Enterprise?
that's a less tolerable question. It's going to be one of those. Now, let us begin.
Why does he boast about parsecs if that's a unit of measurement?
Is it user
Well, I
measurement?
mean,
No, not time.
at least a parsec is easier to understand than a fucking kilometer. You Canadians, holy shit!
Oh, we're never
Um,
gonna get
See,
this.
now,
Get me
if we
started.
both know
There's a metric
pasta
system.
and
I don't know what a quarter of a
slimy,
pound is.
but which one is the slimiest?
Oh my god. We're never gonna get this.
All
Get
right,
me
let's
started.
do this.
Let's roll.
Yeah, let's.
All right.
Yeah.
So, deep in the Order 66, a group of 2 last remaining Sith of the galaxy have no choice but to fend off of a bunch of mercenaries and operatives. They were hired on to search the brightest stars of the galaxy in the hopes of hiding from the Emperor's reign and the reign of the Inquisitors as well. Turn with the Inquisitors or die, as they say. Well, not this time. These quote-unquote heroes have no choice but to find a planet of their own, and are left to wonder, how much longer can we run? How much longer can we hide? Well, now is the time to find out. So, this takes place during the Order 66, right in the middle of it. A few changes have been made during Emperor Palpatine's reign throughout the galaxy. First off, this is the first steps that they've taken towards making Sith Inquisitors. There was a belief that every Sith and Jedi is wiped out by the Order 66, but the truth is, that's the easy way to go. Because the hard way to go is then turn to an Inquisitor, or some Sith like to call them slaves. And the Inquisitor's sole purpose is to bring forth any dish and dish out any punishment or kill to any Sith that doesn't want to follow under Palpatine's reign. Sith, Jedi, Force users, they don't discriminate. You don't get in the way of an Inquisitor, because chances are, even if you're the most skilled Force user in the galaxy, it's still going to be a tough fight. And that is what the Sith have to face against. These two Sith among our party tonight, along with a group of mercenaries that are either regretting their choices or are happy with their choices. I guess it depends on how you view the situation. They have now found themselves a ship in the ports of the Mos Eisley Cantina. A beautiful ship that Mandalorians would probably recognize as a fire spray F-31. That's what that looks like. Kind of painted
nice.
red
Okay.
and black, just purely metallic design, very old-fashioned, but, still gets the job done. And can't stress enough, it practically looks brand new, despite the fact that it came from a pretty shitty and scummy looking arms dealer. You managed to get them down to a good price, but one condition. You have to take an Imperial droid with you, which is a little bit problematic given the current state of affairs, but you've reluctantly agreed, and the Imperial droid's name is Martyr. He's kind of like a class 2 model where he's like very skinny, dome-like head. He looks a lot like Taika Waititi's character from The Mandalorian. Black paint, red dots all over, and he's basically like a Swiss Army knife, where he seems to have a compartment for just about everything, and he kind of presents himself as such as well. At this point in our adventure, you've just narrowly escaped the clones off of Tatooine and are now searching for the stars, wondering just what to do next. How much longer do I have? And is time gonna run out before we find a new safe haven? Not just for the Sith, but perhaps some of the rest of you would like to lay low as well. But who is the last expedition leading the last remaining Sith of the galaxy? Well, let's find out. Alright, so we're gonna roll to see who goes first. The two Sith will go last, but as for everybody else, I'm gonna roll for them to see who gets their introduction.
So, do I get a bonus to this roll? Is this like an initiative?
Do you want to... No, this is just introducing the characters. This is initiative or anything. Just,
Okay,
like, this is like narrative flavor, basically.
Gotcha.
Do you want to go last?
I want to go last.
That's fair. I will accept that. In which case... So, deep within the crew's quarters, on the back end of the ship, we kind of center through this ship. It's very, like, metallic in design. While the outside looked perfect and clean, the inside is very dirty. Just walls being torn up at the seams. Everything's just covered in dust and slime from whatever alien was kind of, like, pervading the halls last. The lights flicker and barely work. However, this person in particular has been through much worse. At least it is a roof over his head. At least it is some kind of shelter. He'll take what he can get. We find him in one of the crew quarters, sleeping in a very uncomfortably tight bunk bed, with something very heavy laying above his head, with the mattress, the kind of like bed spring, or however you want to word it, is just like indented inwards. It's like meters above your face. It is very uncomfortable, and because of that, and among many things troubling your mind, you kind of find it a little hard to sleep. Tad, why don't you tell us what your character looks like? Hang on, let me get him out here. Why don't you explain what... tell us a little bit about Thaddeus.
It's Thaddeus.
Thaddeus. My apologies. Well, tell us about Thaddeus.
Thaddeus? Well, what can I say? He is a Chiss from the outer regions. He was... One second here. He left the Chiss ascendancy at a young age, finding that his people's obsession with military and politics were boring. Even as a child, he had very violent tendencies and cared little for people. His true loyalty is to himself. which manifested itself into a fanatical desire to stalk and hunt worthy prey, taking their remains as trophies. So he's kind of like Craven the Hunter, in a way, or like the Predator.
Okay.
In his later years, he has found trouble finding any real challenge, and he's growing bored. Despite a career as a bounty hunter giving him plenty opportunities for prey. But now he sees a new opportunity, and he has left the chaos regions of the galaxy into this part of the galaxy to hunt the most dangerous prey of all. But that's all I'll say for now.
Nice. And you kind of like, how do you sleep? Do you sleep with all of your armaments and your armor? Do you kind of like sleep?
Oh, I don't take the armor off. I'm always ready for a fight.
It is very hot and very humid, and there is just sweat pouring down your face and kind of getting trapped in your, like, underneath your armor. It is a very uncomfortable experience, but you've been through much worse, so you just shake it off.
Probably itches and stinks under there.
Oh, it smells repugnant, but not. Doesn't smell nearly as bad as your roommate. Richard, why don't you explain what your character? Sorry, go on.
Should I mention that or?
So Richard, what's your tell us about Candaris?
Well, Candaris Breeze, a Deveronian male, a picture Deathstroke from the CW Arrow TV show, Mano Bennett actor. After losing his parents and his entire village on Deveron, Candaris was captured as a slave and thrown into fighting pits for mere entertainment. After many years of captivity and learning how to become a killing machine, he managed to escape and found his way to Coruscant, where he tried to get some help in order to disband the fighting pits. No one would listen to him, and this was around the start of the Clone Wars, so he really wanted some bloodlust and revenge. Joined the Separatist Alliance as a foot soldier, eventually caught the eyes of one Count Dooku, who made him part of an elite kill squad. After the death of Count Dooku, and after he saw that the war was lost, he decided to hide and roam the galaxy as a gun for hire for this particular mission.
Nice. And how would you describe how your character sleeps? Like, are you restless? Are you sleeping in your armor as well? How would they fend off the night?
I'm 100% sleeping on my armor. I stole my armor from some unfortunate victims of mine, and I don't want to let that go. I sleep with my armor on me, and I'm very restless, haunted by memories.
So do you kind of show off? Do you like show off your armor at all? Do you try to hide it or bury it? This is a very important question.
I don't really try and hide it. It's just a mere trophy.
Fair enough. In which case, Thaddeus, you've spent some time from now, and the thought kind of crosses your mind as you're trying to fight back, cursing at the man that's just tossing and turning up above you. Thought crosses your mind. I'm not even gonna make you roll for this because you recognize the kind of armor he's wearing. It's the armor of a Beskar. Beskar. And as you're kind of sleeping, Candaris, you're kind of like tossing and turning as flashes of visions of yourself as a child in a dirty, filthy stone arena fending off other youth of your age. You kind of toss and turn to the beat of like swinging a sword, and images and flashes of children's necks getting slipped and heads being cut off flash before your eyes before suddenly you awake.
Fuck.
What do the two of you do? You're left to your own devices.
Do you always have a nightmare like that?
That was a more pleasant one.
You hear... Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, you first.
I was just going to say, if only I had nightmares. Never had the experience. I've heard them to be quite unpleasant.
They can be unsettling, but when they're every night, you get used to them.
You hear a
See.
voice over the radio at this point, and you recognize it to be the voice of Martyr, kind of like speaking over a very shitty intercom, and it kind of like you hear some like loud screeching noises before he gets it to work, and he says, "Crew's presence on the bridge is strongly advised. Please make your way to the bridge immediately."
Wonder what he wants now.
I don't care for what he wants, and he cannot order me around like some sort of lapdog.
I share your sentiments, but I mean, I was hired. I'll see what he wants.
And I shall attend for nothing more than morbid curiosity.
I like it. So you guys kind of head up. Thaddeus, you get through the door, no problem. Candaris, you kind of bang your head a little bit and have to duck underneath just to squeeze through. As you're kind of hanging down the hallway, you see... Oh, what do you see? You see another droid that's tagged along for your adventure. So... Other Devin, why don't you explain what your character looks like?
You just use the last names at this point. Like we're
He's
in
a
gym
protocol
class.
droid.
Nice.
He used to work with the Jedi Order. He worked closely with Mace Windu. And once Order 66 happened, the Empire decided to pretty much kidnap him. And he's been working with the Empire, but he still has a strong allegiance to the Jedi.
That's why he's purple.
And
Yeah.
he's purple.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, he's purple, like
Just like his
Mace
lightsaber.
Windu. Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Now, here's a question. Would Candaris and Thaddeus recognize Mace Windu? Would they know who he is? And be honest.
I wouldn't know.
No. Candaris?
I would have no idea.
I wouldn't know what he looks like. I would have probably heard of him.
Alright, so you kind of see S3,
Black and he's bald.
just kind of looking up, and a display of a hologram is coming out through his lower sensor on the, like the dome of his head, and a blue hologram of a dark-skinned man in a cloak is like trying to say words, but there's no vocal language coming through. It seems like something's wrong with the hologram, and the flashes kind of like emanate, and it shows him kind of like talking and then like reaching forward, and the hologram fades. And the two of you find S3 just kind of sitting there in the hallway. What does S3 do?
Does he look like a bitch? Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
He does. That's accurate. Devin?
He backs away slowly.
Oh, I see. You kind of like back away slowly, and it's a not great condition floor, so there's like a few bumps, and you almost like topple over one point. And you have like a little dispenser on the side of your leg that kind of like bounces yourself out, and like a car, and you just kind of end up straight again. You heard the message as well, requesting the crew's presence on the bridge. What do?
I follow them to the bridge.
Alright. So, kind of like without saying a word, S3, I don't know, does S3 speak?
He doesn't. He just makes beep boops.
Beep, 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 beep. But we'll say this is kind of like Star Wars logic, that where you can understand what the beeps mean. Maybe, is that fair?
Yeah, you can translate it however you like.
Okay, so it's like South Park. Got it. Great. All right. Okay, so the S3 kind of.
S3, you bastards.
I'm sorry. Does who look like a bitch?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So S3 just kind of begins following you two around without like so much as uttering a beep. And yeah, it's very sad just looking at its tires just like skittering across this disgusting floor.
I sure it's sad beeping noises.
So as the three of you pass, we go to you kind of pass through an engine room, and deep within that engine room is kind of like a lower corridor where two of the Sith are contained. Mostly because you want as little to do with these two as possible, but also because you do need to keep these two safe. And what better way to keep them safe than with tornado logic, just keep them lower in the basement. Makes perfect sense. Kind of like deep in the bowels of the engine room, you've kind of Caliban, you've created a statue to your old master, one Count Dooku. And as you kind of kneel in front of him and meditate on the power of the Force, you feel it flow through you. You feel its essence almost whisper to you as it reaches out and you begin to touch it. And the Sith code that Darth Dooku stated to you all those years ago begins to form through your mind. Peace is a lie. It was only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. Through victory my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. At which
Force
point
shall free me.
Yes. Why don't you describe Caliban to us?
Caliban has shaggy, bleach blonde hair with a brown beard. Practically looks like Robert Pattinson in Good Time. He wears black and has a tattoo on his arm. Caliban was born on the planet Cantonica, where he was a slave on the racetrack in Canto Bight until the age of 5, when a Jedi named Ness Logan discovered him and takes him to Coruscant, which Caliban agrees in hopes of escaping. However, his mind changed after he trained at the Jedi Academy, where he was forced to be alone and never show emotion. He was considered out of control and was nearly condemned until he met Count Dooku, who took him under his wing as a father figure. He showed him the ways of the Force, only known through the dark side. Caliban left the Jedi to train with Dooku. Meanwhile, while exploring in the planet Ajan Kloss, Caliban received news that Count Dooku's death at the hands of a Jedi named Anakin Skywalker. Devastated, he trains to find the Jedi, but to no avail. Then Order 66 was executed, and he was searching on the planet Dorgan, where he crossed paths with Darth Vader, who sensed the Force from him, but chooses not to kill him, as he could be useful to him. Caliban now worked under Vader in hunting the Jedi, hoping that his next target would be Skywalker. After killing a recent Jedi that was hiding on the planet Endor, Caliban confides in Vader in his desire to find and kill Anakin Skywalker for killing Count Dooku. So Vader sent him to the planet Tatooine, where he'll find Skywalker there. On Tatooine, he was ambushed by the Inquisitors, who mistake him for a Jedi and nearly died, only to wake on another planet. And then back to here.
The Force flows through you. You open your eyes, and everything. There's a stillness in the air you haven't felt in quite some time. But on top of that stillness, something just doesn't feel right. Like the Force is telling you that all hell is about to break loose. And it's just a matter of when. It's too quiet, almost like a calm before the storm. And your meditation is kind of interrupted by Martyr's voice over the radio, ordering you all to head to the bridge. Or more so, requesting you all he's not technically considered your captain, or better yet, the man who claims he's your captain. But you know from experience that when he says something's wrong, unfortunately that means something's very wrong. Also in the chamber with you, at the other end of the hall, a very disgusting, pungent, nasty smell fills the air as you're reminded by the presence of a large, massive being. You hear his device, his exoskeleton, just lifting up his massive form in the air. And Devin, would you please explain your character to us?
Oh, do I have to?
Yes.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Do it. Everyone else had to do it. You gotta do it too.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't have to explain everything. You could just explain what your character looks like, and that's it. You can only reveal as much as you want to. Keep that in mind.
So, I'm Darth Juju Chibuchi, a self-taught Sith Lord who started off as a Padawan who trained at the Jedi Temple, but was always considered an outcast even in his class. Was always bullied and picked on by the other Padawan children. That was until a man named Anakin Skywalker liberated him by slaughtering all the Jedi children and took him under his wing, or so he claims. And just since then has been taken over by the ways of the dark side of the Force.
Damn. Yeah, you're kind of floating in the air, kind of sleeping, drooling this disgusting like globs of spit that just almost sound like acid when they hit like the hot, messy floor. And as you're closed, you hear screams, just help me! Oh my God, help me! As suddenly your eyes flash open awake. In a flash, you sensed it too. Something in the forest telling you that something isn't quite right. Everything is just too calm, too still. And much like Caliban, your slumber was interrupted by Martyr requesting your presence at the bridge.
Thought I've parted myself awake again.
What do you two do?
I wake up.
Yep.
And I tell myself, the Force shall free me. And then, I exit out of my chamber, and I see this overweight Gungan, and I just, ugh. I could just, scoff at him and then walk to the ship board.
Yeah, we'll say kind of like the pilot's chambers on the
Yes.
deck. Yeah. Do you follow Durf Juju to booty?
I do my morning stretches.
So you kind of you lift your arms a little bit.
I lift my arms a little bit, and I'll let the rest of the exoskeleton do the work.
Yeah, the exoskeleton clenches your body, lifts you up, and it even kind of does massages for you. What stubs of legs you have, it kind of like those car massages. It's just squeezing your bones at just the right velocity and stretches them around, and you feel yourself latch back as your exoskeleton
sends little shockwaves through to stimulate the muscles.
Yeah, it's basically keeping you awake.
To simulate motion. I'm not waking up or going because I was called. It's because I have to piss. So I'm gonna go do that.
Okay. So
future calls.
As you kind of head off to the station's urinal, this is one of those places where there is no urinal. It's just a toilet, and it's about as disgusting. It's about as disgusting as you imagine. And yes, 90% of that is because of Juju Tabooty. While you're in there, you kind of see the stubby little man. The shadow kind of makes him look far bigger than he actually is, and then you kind of look over on the toilet next to you, And 1 second.
What the fuck is he doing in there?
Well, hey, he's got to go too, man. Why can't I find the image for this? Oh, here we
So
go.
there's like a big communal bathroom. Is that what
Here we
this
go.
is?
Yeah. Steven, please introduce your character.
Oh, well.
So you see this
hi.
massive man like floating right next to you while you're just trying to do your business in peace.
Well,
your own shell bigger than you.
so, my name is Dice. You know, I'm a Kushiban, one of them little rabbit-looking things. If you were from, you know, the real world, you might know me as that. But I'm a small, probably about 3 to 4 foot tall, about 40 pounds or 18 kilograms if you're a Canadian. But I was actually the victim of the sole survivor, I should say, of a massacre in my village on the planet Kushiban, the Kushiban planet, and
That sounds familiar.
yes, and I was adopted and raised by a group of mercenaries and Sith who took an interest in me and my potential, and I've basically been hopping around from intergalactic casino to intergalactic casino, playing cards and swindling people out of their hard-earned credits. I am a mercenary, but gambler by trade.
Nice. Yeah, and you're just kind of you have your 2 minutes of goddamn peace and quiet before this large abomination comes and stinks up the bathroom again. What
Hey,
do you
close
do?
the door! I'm trying to work here. Come on.
So you're and kind of like forcefully stretches out your arms, and even then you just kind of use the force to close it anyways.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
close
I'm
sounds
trying
gonna
to take
empty
a crap
itself.
over here, and look at this guy. He's coming in here. Anyway,
And you heard the voice on the intercom earlier too, but you're just like, I just like 2 minutes, just 2 more minutes. I'll head over and see whatever bullshit is going on now.
yeah, I'm definitely not happy about trying to take orders from some wackadoodle droid. I mean, come on. I know what I'm doing. I've survived this long.
Yeah, by the way, this is the man that considers himself to be captain, just so the rest of you know.
Yes, I am the captain. Of course I'm the captain. I mean, look at me.
I'm the captain now.
You can't let a tall guy lead. That's very counterproductive.
Exactly. I have an advantage from short stature,
All right, is there
and I'm so humble.
So, is there anything else you two would like to do before you head up to the bridge?
No. I guess I might as well go see what's up there.
All right, so you kind of throw back on your hat, hold your breath as you leave the facilities and head up to the
EU.
bridge.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, Juju, is there anything else you'd like to do before hanging up?
Gotta vacate the bowels, and I'll
Which
gravitate my way
so
toward.
everybody else is on the bridge. Takes about 15-20 minutes before Juju shows up. I say the bridge. It's more like there's a space for 2 people and that's it, and everyone's just kind of cluttered and huddled up. There's like 2 seats laid out, terminal with all of the necessary buttons and inputs and commands. And on one of the pilot seats, there's 2 pilot seats, but typically only ever 1 pilot. The other is kind of for like more communication-based knowledge and looking at a map. Hardwired into it is Murder. You know, the Imperial droid that kind of called you here earlier. He kind of turns to you and says, I suspect that the last subject is evacuating their bowels again.
Yeah, I guess so. He was stinking up the place something awful.
This may take a while, so perhaps I should just get started. And suddenly, flying through and barely getting through the door. It takes you like 5 attempts before you like finally get through it, and you just kind of have to slide in and squeeze through, nearly cracking like the seams of the door lean into the area as well. And it's a very uncomfortable like pile and huddle as you're all gathered here now. And the droid says, "Now, oh good, you're all here. Yes, I have required some important information that perhaps the captain, along with the rest of the crew, will wish to assess. While you were all sleeping away, I was actually getting work done. Now,
Oh god, not this again.
he kind
Look,
of
just
twists.
tell us what we need to know, alright? I'm captain around here, I can handle it.
All in good time, Captain. All in good time." And his head kind of like changes shape every now and again. Just warning: several clone vessels have identified the make of this vehicle and are currently on their way. Heading to
Clones?
Several clone vessels are on their way, and I believe there is an Inquisitor located with them.
Wow.
An Inquisitor, eh?
Label on the ship has dictated that we have stolen a very important vessel that may or may not have belonged to such an individual as the Inquisitor. Taking on battle positions is strongly
Been a long
advised.
time since I've killed clones.
Awaiting your orders, Captain.
Alright, well, it sounds like, let's see here. Can we get the gunners on board? Maybe try to shoot this thing out before it gets to us.
Shoot this thing out. That
Yeah,
is
shoot.
not worthy tactic.
What? Okay, I didn't ask you, pal. I'm the captain around here. I think it'd be better to just try and get this thing out of the sky before it, tries to get on board with us.
Did you not hear that there was an Inquisitor on board?
Yeah, I've killed one before. I don't have any, desire to meet another one.
I have a hard time believing a little rodent such as yourself has killed something.
Rodent? Who are you calling rodent?
Oh
pal?
yeah, you kind of like hop up to the chair and you almost get to his height.
Of course, yes. So, yeah, I'm let me see here at my character sheet. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
take your time. I gotta do something on my end anyways.
Okay.
So what does it say on your character sheet?
So, I was going to use my critical analysis ability, but that is only available for creatures and not not ships.
Not ships.
So-
No, it has to be for humanoids or creatures, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Well, how about a perception check? Is there anything that maybe I could see or that would maybe maybe help me? Maybe that would be an insight.
So what kind of information are you wishing to procure? I think this will help out quite a bit.
Sure. Maybe, does this ship that is coming to us, like, maybe how far away is it? How much time do we have? Is there any weaknesses about this ship that I would know
Ooh,
about?
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
some-
I can work with that. Give me. I'm gonna check the skills real quick. Give me. I'll allow either a technology or a lore check. Just on like general knowledge behind the vessels you're kind of facing yourselves against. Whichever is higher.
Okay, they're both +3.
Alright, so roll a d20 and add +3. If you'd be so kind.
Absolutely.
Nice. See what you get.
Ah, you have triggered my trap card because
Oh,
oh no, okay. So the lucky number 7 only applies to attack rolls. And it only applies to critical analysis, which I can't do. So that's a pretty flat 7, which
so
I'm guessing
you
is
have
not.
never, because you always get out of sight before any vehicles arrive. You've just never encountered you've never encountered a clone vessel, let alone have you ever encountered a fight with a clone vessel. So that
Okay.
knowledge is beyond you.
Do I know anything, or could Martyr tell me anything about how long we have to react? Like, how soon, how close are they,
Let me
essentially?
make a roll for him. And he's pretty good at this, so he's gonna get
Sure.
a bonus.
He got, oh boy, he doesn't
System
know
error.
either.
System error. Information unclear.
Well, I think we might as well get in our positions, folks. I mean, this doesn't look too good, and me and the robot here are stumped.
Oh my god.
And what
so,
exactly would you have us do?
yeah, you
I
already
mean,
got
get in your positions. I think we need people on deck with guns, you know? I mean,
I think he's saying
we
get in
might as
your
well
ship positions.
get in your ship positions, exactly, yes.
Cough. So any of the, I keep forgetting the name of these, I'm sorry. Deployments. Whatever your deployment is, basically he's ordering you to get into your deployment. You don't have to do that. You can do something else to prepare if you want to. I'm gonna say you have an action to prepare. That could either be with your deployment or otherwise if you choose not to listen to this furry little furball. But
while this is going on, since I'm gonna be, preparing as well, I'm going to give an encouraging speech. So I expend an superiority die to rally my allies. I grant a number of creature up to my maneuver ability modifier, temporary hit points equal to the amount rolled on the superiority die plus proficiency bonus.
Oh my god.
So this is me giving my little pep talk. Let's see. How do I roll this?
So I think you just make a persuasion check. But I'm gonna say give me the speech first. Then I will say you can make that persuasion check with advantage or not, depending on the speech. So
okay.
give us
well,
your
I'm trying to
speech.
figure out the superiority die.
Oh, it's
So-
a D8 for you, I think.
Okay, so yeah, gotcha. All right, listen up, pals. I know this is not ideal, but we're all in this together, and damn it, I think we can make this work. Let's give them hell. Come on, boys.
Nice. Roll that persuasion check with advantage. That was pretty good.
Okay, so it's a persuasion check plus proficiency, right?
Yes. Tis. You are proficient
Oh.
in that. It might be, check the persuasion bonus. It's in the skill section. It might be even higher. Don't know if you have
So
expertise.
my proficiency bonus with persuasion is a plus 10.
Oh, yeah, roll a d20 nat 10, because you have expertise in that. Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay, so roll advantage plus 10. So that's a that's a 40.
40.
That's
Oh
a 20 plus 10 plus 10.
Oh my goodness. No, it's a 20 plus 10, which is a 30. I'm gonna say because you rolled a natural 20 on this, you can roll 2d8 instead of just 1d8 for temporary hit points.
Awesome.
So roll
Okay,
those
let's-
2d8. 7
Wait a
plus 8. You all gain 15 temporary hit points. That does not include yourself, right, Steven? I don't believe so.
Good question. Let's see.
It does not, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it does not. It's just everybody who was within earshot of my rousing speech.
Nice. Sorry, 1 second. Clone impound plus.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
so
be my
everybody
action.
add 15 to your temporary hit points. There should be a segment in your character sheet right below or above your hit points. And you basically temporary hit points, how it works is they have to cut through, for damage, they have to cut through those temporary hit points before they get to your actual hit points. You're gonna need it. And are you just getting into your...
Sweet, I'm at 83.
Yeah, we'll say that's your action, Steven. Are you gonna get into your deployment?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into deployment.
So you kind of like get Martyr out of the way because that's basically like the coordinator's chair. And you just kind of sit
Sure.
down, flip on a few switches, power everything up, and throw on a headset for extra communication. And it's kind of like
Yes.
an old, like, early 2000s styled headset or something you see at a fast food restaurant. It's very
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Reminds me of like the Matrix where they had like the goofy looking like guy in a van or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What's everyone else doing?
Well, I guess after a speech like that, I reluctantly get in the pilot's chair.
Nice. All right. So you
I
get
just-
in the pilot's chair. Is there any action you'd like to prepare? Now, as a pilot, there are a few things you can do. So let's see. Paradise. There are a few different tactics you can take. For example, so you can prepare like one of these actions, and basically how you prepare an action is you say what you want to do and what would trigger it. So there's like attack parent delta, where it's like there's no friendly ship, so you can't do that. When you're a target, you can move out of the line. Actually, this one's really nice. You might want to take barrel roll, where if somebody fires at you, you can expend a power die to move out the way.
Do
Essentially.
a barrel roll.
Yeah. If you want to prepare that as your action, you can do so as a pilot. And you basically add a d8 and that goes against the first attacker's attack roll. So you can prepare that as an action if you'd like as your pilot.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright, you kind of like flick a few switches, kind of get yourselves in kind of like a strange position, ready to kind of like tip and do a roll out of the way, just getting ready for whoever comes your way. Who's next? Who wants to prepare an action next?
I'm gonna go straight to the gunner seat.
Alright, so you go to the gunner seats. Would you like to kind of like hold an action to attack?
Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, this is good.
Quick question. The power die, is that each one of us gets power die for actions for the ship, or is it like a pool between the entire ship?
That's a good question. I think it's personal power. Actually, it would be. I'm just preparing a few more things here. Shit.
Sounds kind of like a DM call.
That is kind of a DM call. So we're gonna say you each get your own power dice. And you're at rank 3, so you each have 3 power dice, so use them wisely.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll try spinning, that's the name of one, so that's entertaining. So would you like to hold an action to attack whatever comes your way, my friend?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold for an action.
Nice. What about S3XY?
Can I divert power to more power to the guns? Is that like?
Yes, you may. You can divert more power to the guns. Let me just double check how that works. There's gotta be a way
Should
to do
you put it toward the guns or the armor?
Ooh, good question.
I'll
Sense
put it
boost.
towards
Oh,
the
weapon
guns.
overload. Here we go. You can roll your tech die. The next time a ship deals a ship weapon deals damage before the end of your next turn, it deals additional damage equal to the result of the die. Damage is the same type, that was the original attack. Nice. So yeah, if you divert power to weapons, that's basically what's going to happen. You can also like reinforce the shields, boost the sensors, boost the engines. Got a few options here.
Or overload the weapons.
Alright, so you kind of head down to the engineering room and you kind of go into the core that powers your weapons, or more specifically the turrets on the sides. You hear like this huge whoosh as the turrets on the sides begin to light up with this blue energy, just ready to go. Energy has been diverted. Nice, that is one of your power dice, so make sure to mark those down, please. You get free. You each get free, we'll say. I think that's more generous than what it's supposed to be, but...
I just want to make sure here, but do coordinators get any actions they can take?
Coordinators do, but you use your action for inspiring speech.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you're just at the ready, we'll say.
Alright, gotcha.
I'm trying to find a good thing for this. because so much of this last minute. Juju to Booty, is there anything you'd like to prepare, or do you want to just head to your deployment?
Well, my character will reluctantly compliment the captain on his very rousing speech, which will go something along the lines of, "Misha must admit you are well spoken for a rodent."
This is good timing for the music. Oh my god. So yes, do you head to your deployment then?
Yes.
Nice.
I'll
So
just head right to the guns. I'm not sure what actions I could take in preparation. I'm
you could
wondering,
just hold
what
an
would help me in this
action.
situation.
You can just hold an action to attack. Whatever comes your
Alright.
way. Nice.
Good. Will do.
Okay. Am I missing anybody?
Me.
I
Yeah.
lumber my way toward the guns,
Oh yeah. You
has
float
been,
your
as-
way towards the guns.
which I'm going into the bigger one because that's what I'll fit into.
Oh yeah, so you barely even fit into that, so you just kind of squeeze into it and kind of fold yourself around the gun, and you don't really grab onto the buttons. That's more so you just use your hands to use the force to kind of move around the turret, and it kind of moves you around as you kind of get into position and
Or it's like,
narrow your eyes.
I bet I not even bother moving. I just sit there and force meditate, and I just astral project myself into the gunner seat.
Yeah, you just like sitting there motionless. Oh my god, this is disgusting.
I control the gun manually with my mind.
Oh my god, this is so good. And
I
Caliban.
use my dark vision to see through the eyes of the turret.
Oh, yeah, nice. You can see deep into space, and you don't have to worry about lighting or anything. It's easier for you to see. All right, last but not least, Caliban. What do?
I look at the clone vessel with this disdain look, but I can sense that someone else with the force is there. A familiar feel.
Oh, that's just me.
Oh.
Besides you.
Under my breath, you just hear disgusting frog.
I was thinking about Vader.
I heard that.
Now
And I use the force voice to tell you that in your head.
Nice.
and then as I look, after I've done looking, I go to my deployment.
Nice. And what was your deployment again? I can't.
Gunner, like with the pilot.
Oh, you're the second gunner, right? Of course. Got it.
Yes.
Nice. 1 second. Sorry, my thing's being weird here. I wanted to do that. There we go. That way. Okay. Wow. Sorry. Okay, so you head to your gunner deployment. Everybody ready? So keep in mind you can look up more about your deployments in the Star Wars 5e website. So maybe pull up a folder for that right now because I didn't have time to put into your character sheets. I'm sorry. And keep track of those power dice. Alright, now I need everybody to please roll for initiative. We will have a surprise round for those who held their actions, and then we will go for the initiative order.
Okay.
Initiative.
You just roll d20.
You roll d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Oh shit. Okay, I gotta add that then.
Yep.
Okay, so I hit
Okay.
Me,
D20.
it's a dirty 20.
Yeah, and you add, what's your dexterity bonus? Oh my god, guys! Jesus!
There we go.
Wait, I just hit D20. I don't think I added anything. Do I add a number to it?
What's your dexterity modifier?
Oh, it's +1 minus.
Oh, 3.
So you add 3 to that. It's not much better, but it's something. Alright, let's... Alright, go down by alphabetical order here, so... let's see. So, Durf, your total is... so your total is 6, Juju. Right, so Candaris, your total is...
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. Whew. And that's including your initiative bonus?
My initiative is +4.
Nice. Dirty 20, not bad. Fadius.
Am I? Oh, wait.
Yeah, do you want me to go to the second roll or the first roll?
Let's
'Cause
go with
second
the
roll was.
first one.
Oh well, then add +3 to that, so it's 13.
13. Still pretty good. Still pretty good. Caliban, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 1, which is a. I rolled 1 d20, which is a 2. But should I roll it like twice? Or...
No. What is your initiative bonus? Your dexterity modifier.
Okay. Oh, I can check that. My dexterity 0.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Had to be somebody. And who am I missing? S-Free. What's your initiative?
It's 5, and then my dexterity bonus is +1.
So 6. Wow. A lot of people roll like, even the bad guys roll like shit. Holy crap. Descending. All right. So it's quiet. Too quiet.
I think you're missing my initiative.
Oh, am I? Oh,
yes.
Shit. I'm sorry. What's your initiative, Mr. Dice?
Mine was 9.
Plus your dexterity bonus?
No, that's 9 total. It was a 7 plus 2.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was like, wait a minute.
If it makes you feel like better, most people roll like shit, so it is quiet, eerily quiet, before suddenly you hear 5 vessels approach you of this design. I would like everybody to make me a technology check, please.
Technology check?
Yes, please.
All right. That is a d20?
Yes, it is. Add your intelligence modifier.
All right.
He adds stuff.
So if you go into
yeah,
advanced dice roller, click on that, and you can kind of add stuff from there. Left-hand side, the dice symbol. Go down. Oh my god. You guys are rolling like shit.
Well, I actually rolled a
7 total for
I'm
me.
sorry. Okay.
I rolled
that's
a
pretty good.
21.
Alright, so the DC was okay, Juju. Did you roll your tech bow?
I did. I got
5. Oh my god. So Dice is the only one that immediately recognizes what kind of vessel these are. And these are V-Wing starfighters that were remodeled by the clone troopers to be clone interceptors. And these aren't particularly strong on their own, but they're quite annoying in groups, which you currently have to deal with right now. And you kind of see that as they approach, they're kind of trying to go for like a pincer attack and surround a lot of you. But we have some held actions as these vessels approach, kind of like a triangular formation, a hard, cold steel exterior, and 2 turrets kind of laid out on its sides, just ready to go. But we've got some people that are even more ready. So firstly, who held... Let's let our gunners let off their attack actions. So you kind of see them approaching, and you're just like, right there! And I'm gonna need you two to make me... you've got the rapid-fire laser cannons. I need you to roll me a d20. Both of you roll me a d20 and add 5.
5.
And add
Plus 5, you mean?
Yeah, plus 5. Oh, Juju. Sadly, you're gonna miss. You kind of like... If the force kind of like aims in the right direction, that at the last minute you kind of like twitch and the turret just goes up and just fires off into space. Caliban, however...
Instead of shooting where it was, I should have shot where it was going to be.
Yeah. Caliban, however, you have a direct hit. I need you to roll me... I need you to roll me a 1d8 plus 3. That's a 5, so that is 5 points of damage as it fires right at the center of the hull, but it only seems to damage the shields, but the shields flicker ever so slightly from that hit. But it is still coming right for you. Next up, who else held an action?
I held a
holding
action as a gunner, but do we have 3 gunners?
Oh, wait, what? Yeah, I think we have free gunner. You know what? There's gonna be free guns. I'm not... This is too complicated. We're gonna have free guns. So, Candaris will say you can let off your action as well. Roll me a d20 and add 5. There's one turret at the back, we'll say. There's 2 turrets at the side, but 1 at the back. And you've got the one at the back because you don't want to be surrounded by these 2 Sith Lords.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not using an actual gun, I'm just projecting.
Nice! So that is
So that's 23 to hit.
definitely a hit. Roll me a d8 and add 3.
Am I able to use any of my gambits from my deployment? So like disabling shot, crippling shot, any of those?
Yes, you could. Which one are you aiming to use? That is a power die, just keep that in mind. Wait, yes you may.
I'm aware also from the venture I was looking, level 1 you get ventures, there's one dogfighter specialist, which means I can use my combat superiority die as if they were power die.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
So
you
I
definitely
have
can
13.
do that. 13. Oh my, Jesus Christ. Yes, you may absolutely use one of
I'm
those.
going
That's
to use
disgusting.
a disabling shot.
Disabling shot, nice. On hit, the ship has disadvantage on its next. Ooh, yeah, go for it. First roll your damage.
So D8 plus 3?
Yep, D8 plus 3. Oh, you add your power die, by the way. You add a D8 on top of that D8.
Oh, okay, so
Jesus Christ.
just roll a second D8 or just
Yep,
re-roll
roll 2 D8 and add 3. Yeah, so roll a second one.
Okay, so 1.
Ooh, not the greatest. So it only does 5 damage to its shields. However, it does look like it's kind of like powering down ever so slightly. Kind of hear a... This is Star Wars logic where there's sound in space, so fuck it. And one of its the turrets kind of seem to be malfunctioning ever so slightly, so... Yeah, you definitely crippled it. And you still did a decent amount of damage, but you kind of hit like the sides of the ship instead of getting a direct hit like you wanted. Alright.
More so wanted just to disable, so the ship has disadvantage on its next ability check or attack roll.
Alright. And, Thaddeus, you see the ships approaching, and you have your barrel roll repaired, and basically you kind of start, like, doing a barrel roll while your turret... Basically, kind of like a slow spin around, not like a fast one, so everybody froze up, but a slow spin around, so essentially that way, you know, the next target against you has disadvantage. It's harder to hit you. And you're kind of taking evasive maneuvers, so to speak.
Yeah.
And is there anyone else I'm missing who prepared an action? S3, did you prepare an action? Or did you just... Yeah, you just enhanced the firepower, so...
Yeah,
I do have a question. Is diverting extra power to the guns causing them to malfunction?
Yeah, there is extra damage from that, isn't there? Yeah, so you actually... Hang on, I need to look at that real quick. I think that does do something with the guns. It deals additional damage. Oh, so actually, S3, I need you to roll me a D8. You're gonna like what this does. So, both of those ships that got hit take an additional 7 damage. Nicely done.
Sweet.
Yeah, pretty handy. Those shields are looking pretty rough now. Very flickery. Nicely done. Alright, now we're off to the actual turn order. Starting from the top of initiative, Candaris, it is your turn again.
Alright, I'm going to use one of my superiority die as a power die to do a feigning shot, so my bonus action, my next attack has advantage.
Nice, so you kind of like lean take a bit of extra time to just get the turret lined up just right. You kind of do that maneuver that pilots do where they shoot ahead of a ship instead of like lining up right up to it, so the shot leads and gets a better chance of hitting the target. And are you gonna keep peppering that one you've currently been hitting? Here, let me lay out the map a little bit so I kind of get a better picture of what's going on. So there's 2 ships along the sides and 1 ship along the back.
Okay, which is the one that I...
This is the one you've
did
been
damage
hitting.
to?
Yeah, it's just one.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading a bit more of...
Yeah, please do. And in fact, I insist everybody keep that deployment sheet open just so you can see what you can do. And keep in mind your deployment level free. You can't use any deployment levels above that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to attack the same one.
Alright, with advantage, go for it. So 13 plus 5 is going to hit. Alright, the shot lines up just right. You lead the shot as it kind of begins to try and drift away and take evasive maneuvers, but it runs right into the laser shot. Pew, 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 pew. Roll that damage. That'll be a D8. Wait a minute.
I'm also going to use crippling shot.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say S3, roll me another D8, and your weapon overload still hasn't gone away yet, so... You get a D8 plus 3 plus whatever the other Devin rolls on his D8. Mr. R.
1d8.
Yep,
Alright.
1D8.
Yeah.
So that's 3 plus 3
how many
is
die do I
6.
get?
So that's 3 plus 3, which is 6, plus... Oh wait, so you get 1d8 plus 3. Sorry, I got mixed up.
Okay, I am expending another power die to use crippling shot if I'm allowed to do that.
You can only use 1 power die per turn, I'm gonna say.
Okay. Alright, fair enough.
Okay.
Also in feigning shot, if the attacks hits, I add power die to damage.
Nice. Yes, you do. That's correct. So you roll 2d8 and add 3, and then additional 3, because what the... Jesus Christ, this guy's gonna get eviscerated. Holy shit. Okay, so that's 10 plus 3. His shields are down. You... And the last laser just hits right on the side of its hull, and it begins smoking as bits of debris begin to fall off. It is not looking good. It's only take a little bit of hull damage, but, you know, that still adds up. Right.
That's my action and my bonus action, so that's the end of my round.
Alright. Thaddeus, while you're taking your evasive maneuvers, is there anything else you'd like to do with this turn?
Is there anybody in the room with me? Like,
yes,
I'm
Dice
with
is
you.
right next to you.
who's with me?
I thought I was with him.
No, you're one of the gunners, Aaron.
Oh.
Yeah, no. You're beside
So who-
Juju Tabooty.
Who's with me?
Thaddeus is with Dice. You're both are at the front
Okay.
deck. And also, Malice is Murder's with you as well.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is, can I roll a perception and just kind of take a look at our enemy and kind of like study and see like.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second here. Perception. Plus 8. So it's a D20.
Yes, and add your wisdom modifier.
Oh, wisdom, not perception.
Oh, add your perception bonus. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's plus 8.
I forgot you're proficient at. Oh my god. So you kind of notice that these vessels are kind of like basic attack vessels, and it almost seems too easy. Almost like they're kind of lining you up for something. And then you kind of have a subtle realization you've seen this kind of strategy used before during your hunts. And I'm gonna send a message to you directly. Hang on.
Ooh, a DM whisper.
DM, how do you whisper to other players again? I forgot how that works.
You can just do it on Discord, no?
Yeah, you know what? I will DM you some information on Discord, because you might want to keep this a secret. So give me 1 second, guys.
Okay.
Take your time.
I'll say that's a free action too, by the way. Alright, so I PM'd you some information you might want to know. Take that as you will. On Discord. And that was your
Ooh.
free action. You still have your turn. Still have your action.
Okay. Let me think.
Yeah, there's quite a few maneuvers the pilot can do.
More thinking how my character would react to that.
Yes. And also as a pilot, of course, keep in mind you can also actually move it, like use the move action, stuff like that, to get away from the targets, or just keep doing more maneuvers.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to Dice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell him that I've seen this maneuver before. They're leading us towards a tougher target in order to finish us off. Perhaps the vessel of an Inquisitor or some sort of boarding vessel. I'm gonna say that the honorable thing to do would be to let them do this, and now that we know that their trap is coming, we can prepare for it and make the proper strategy.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably the best we can do.
We do not
all right.
flee. We are not cowards.
Yeah. So I can't. Will I get a reaction to hearing this information?
Yeah, we'll say like you hear that as reaction. You can't act on it right now, but
Okay.
We'll say like you
alright.
understand it, and on your
Duly
next turn you
duly
can act on it.
noted. Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, you still have your action, Thaddeus.
My action.
You could just move to get away, or you could perform another maneuver. Keep in mind of your power dice supply. You only get so many.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do. I think it's. I'm gonna do an uncanny dodge. So when an attacker that you can see hits your ship with an attack, you can use the reaction to have the attack's damage against your ship.
Nice. So you kind of keep performing your evasive maneuvers, and you just kind of hover your hand above this, above like the steering stick, and you just get ready to move.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. The other vessels, they kind of like swerve around and kind of like do that thing that pilots do where they swerve around and they come in for an attack. And they're not going to break their formation, but they are going to shoot at you. Gotta look up something here. Ooh, right. Let's do this. 8. So they get disadvantage. So a 13, your vessel's AC, just to make sure I got it right. Your vessel's AC is 15. So thankfully that first attack just misses. Just kind of like skids the top of the paint job. Second one's gonna attack. Ooh, that is a 4+5. That will also miss. The evasive maneuvers are just, you basically barrel roll every time a line of fire is heading your direction. That's thankfully not a natural 20 because of the disadvantage, but that is going to be a 19 to hit. And you uncanny dodge, so you take half of the incoming damage. This is both of a rapid fire laser cannon firing at you. Thank God you uncanny dodged, because that would have been a 17 reduced to an 8. So your shield only takes 8 damage as the best kind of one ship like does an overhead swing and just peppers the top of the ship. And your shield is now at 48. Now we're gonna get more attacks. 2 more are attacking. Alright, so The fourth one doesn't hit, the third one does. This one does not get the uncanny dodge reaction. You will take the full damage.
Do we know how much HP our ship has?
So, you see that image in the middle, that ship image? If you just click on that, the blue is your shield HP, and the green is the ship's hull HP. And it just took 14 more damage to its shields. As the evasive mover can't quite dodge that one, and you almost kind of run into its line of fire. As the martyr kind of yells out, "Warning, shields are now below 75% capacity."
Huh.
Alright.
Okay, I can't seem to click
this
on the
one
image.
right here.
Yeah, I know, but it's not...
It's not letting you?
I can't... it's not letting me
I'll
click
tell
on
you what it is. If you ask me, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
So
what
that's
is
the
it?
ship's turn. Its shield HP is 34, hull HP is 57.
Gotcha.
And it
okay.
is your turn, Mr. Dice. Mr. King Dice.
Well. Good to hear it, because I'm going to hop on the comms here. And I'm going to bolster the crew of my ship, and the ship will gain temporary hit points equal to the power die roll plus charisma modifier.
Nice. And keep track of that power dice. So you kind of like flick on a few more switches. And what do you say into your comms to keep your party motivated?
Come on, let's give them hell, boys. Let's keep it up. We're doing good. We got to keep doing better, you know? Power
I thought
die.
we were the bad guys. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
You don't think you're the bad guy.
So, it's a D8 is the power die?
A D8 and add your charisma modifier.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So, charisma modifier, that is a...
6.
Okay.
That's
so
better
that's
than
a
nothing.
6.
Now
Nothing. that is a 1 though. Does that...
No, that doesn't apply to... That only applies to attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks.
Gotcha,
So,
okay.
don't
So
need
the
to
ship has 6 bonus HP, temporary hit points. Do I have any other action?
That was your action. Unless you want to do like a
Gotcha.
free action to talk to anybody or make a skill check. I'll allow that.
Probably just gonna get on the comms and let everyone know that this is it's a trap. You know?
It's a trap!
Kind of relay the information that Thaddeus had relayed to me. So you guys are now aware of what they're doing. The ship has 6 bonus HP, and that is probably gonna be my turn.
So basically, you're kind of playing along while trying to fend for survival is the plan.
Exactly. Yes.
Nice. All right, Juju Tabooty. You have 2 ships that you can hit. One of them has taken a fair amount of damage from your attack. Do you unleash the laser cannon again?
Yes, and I'm wondering if I can use rage through this.
You know what?
Through this cannon.
Fuck it. You want to rage? I will allow it. That makes no sense rule-wise, but I will allow it anyways. How do you describe your state of rage?
I'm just frustrated that these cannons are dog shit. Whoever's repairing them is not doing their job, and I'm just pissed. And so I'm just gonna hit the buttons angrily.
Alright, so, yeah, and you just kind of like, you do
Just
like the force crush maneuver, and the buttons almost crush under your weight. So go ahead and roll a d20 and add 5, and you can add your rage damage, if this hits.
Okay.
I don't know how that
I
makes
just
sense.
picture he's like Bastille and KOTOR
Oh my
and just his battle meditation.
Alright, yeah, that definitely hits. Other Devin, roll me a d8. Devin, roll me a d8 and add 5. Because
Wait,
of
you
your
mean
rage
the
bonus.
droid or Juju?
You, Juju. So roll me a d8 and add 5.
Okay.
Because you get your rage bonus. Oh, it's 10 points of damage. You just barely break through the shields, and the shields of the vessel you're currently shooting at, as you're just screaming, "Ah!" And the shield completely dissipates and fades. The shields of this target in particular are now down.
Fuck yeah.
And we'll give them a little symbol to show which shields are down. There you go. Nicely done. S free. It is your turn. You're camped in the engineering bay. You hear like a bit of fizzling on the outside, but not too much damage. It's more so hard for you to stay up straight with all these evasive maneuvers. You slide from one side of the room to the other, but what do you do with your turn? Oh, by the way, your weapon overload is now gone until you use it again.
Now. So, do we have any damage to the ship?
So no damage to the hull, but damage has been done to the shields. Like the droid said, you were below 75% capacity, but the ship did get 6 temporary hit points.
Can I use a weapon?
Would you like to weapon overload again?
Yes, I would.
Alright, so you kind of keep working away at the weapons, and they power down and just immediately power up with this blue energy once again. It's almost like a little buffer, but outside of that, it's not really particularly noticeable, and your tools are just like working away at it, and you're just sweating oil as you're doing so. Alright. Caliban.
Sweating oil.
All right.
A target is heading in your direction. What do? Do you fire?
I'm going to fire.
Nice. So you keep peppering the target that you've been attacking earlier, and go ahead, roll me a d20 and give me a +5 to that roll. So just roll d20. We'll do the math. That is going to miss, unfortunately. You feel more frustrated, and you kind of like switch over the turret a little too fast, and it just whiffs right by the vessel that you're currently aiming for. Unfortunate. You hear the voice of Count Dooku saying, "Concentrate!" Next up. Well, time is no longer of the essence. Candaris, it is your turn.
Alright. Think here.
Now keep in mind, I think you only have one power dice left.
The last two I was using the Dogfighter Superiority, so I used my own superiority die.
Oh, right, you're using your... Yeah, my god, that's such a broken
Well,
ability.
you also said that he could only do one power
per turn.
move per turn. So I think he only used one, because there's only been one turn.
That's true, but,
action.
But here's the thing, it applies to a superiority die anyways, so that's what I was asking. Oh my god, that's broken.
Okay.
What do?
Okay, I'm just going to do another feigning attack, so I'll use another superiority die to have advantage on this next attack.
Nice. Line them up.
And I'm just going to haul ass at the one that I've been firing at so far.
Nice. So that's a 10 plus 5? Hang on. A 15 just hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. Add that d8. And add another d8 because Devin recharged weapons. So, other Devin, roll that d8.
That's 3, which is...
Yeah, okay, so 5, you can add 5 to this damage roll. So roll 2d8 and add 3. Oh my, 17, 20. How does Candaris destroy this vessel? Please describe how Candaris destroys this vessel. Dead.
Alright, these are clone vessels, right?
Yes, they're kind of like V-wing attack vessels.
Alright, I just use all of my PTSD from fighting the clones, and then just angrily line up the shot, kind of paint it as if I'm going to the other ship, and line up straight, and I'm going straight for the viewing deck, as if I'm firing right at the pilot's eyes.
Oh my. Yeah, the pilot, you can kind of see him as his vessel gets closer to yours, and Through the clone mask, it's hard to see any eyes, but if you could see his eyes, they would be eyes of fear right now. As you
can see the eyes of you see the whites of their armor.
As you fire right into the glass, the clone trooper just gets sucked out into space before the vessel just kind of like spheres off of your. Actually. Just veers off of your ship and just explodes. Because yes, this is Star Wars and things explode in space. And bits of shrapnel just kind of dodge around the ship off to the sides. The vessel has been destroyed. Well done.
That is the end of my turn, but I just scream out in pleasure. I've missed killing these worthless clones.
Speaking of somebody who wants to kill clones, Thaddeus, it's your turn.
Let me think here. I'm gonna do. I'll try spinning maneuver. You can use this dogfight action. All attacks against you from the target ship have disadvantage until the beginning of your ship's next turn.
Nice. So it's kind of like the barrel roll. Got it. Nice.
Essentially.
All right. Sorry, go on.
But I would also like to remind Dice that we're heading into a trap, and they'll probably be the big target, or the big gunner, the big boy is going to be showing up in front of us probably any minute now.
Yes. Duly noted again.
Well, are you going to do something about it? You're the captain.
Yes, I have a plan. Just, trust my plan here, all right? I got an idea.
Duly note these nuts.
Exactly.
You're just writing down a little book.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so you kind of begin spinning around, and S3, just as you begin to get balanced, oh, well, now you're sliding to the other end of the ship. And some of the crew members, you're starting to feel a bit nauseous from all these maneuvers. Except for you, Juju. You feel nothing. Next up is the clone vessels. They're gonna go in for another attack, but they do have disadvantage, as previously discussed. 7, that one completely whiffs and almost hits another clone as you just, loosely hear for the comms, what do you think you're doing? What are you aiming? Sorry, boss. 7 plus 5, that's gonna miss. 15 plus 5, unfortunately, hits. 6 plus 5 will miss, so only one attack hit, thankfully. That is going to
It will also have to go through the temporary hit point.
That is
whatever
true.
The damage is.
So 15 points of damage, so 15 minus 6 is 9, so the shields thankfully only take 9 points of damage. As it just kind of hits along the sides, like... but most of them just look like they're blasting wildly into the air as this vessel's just spinning out of control.
Well, no, it's lore accurate that the stormtroopers miss.
That's true. That's true. I did not plan for that, but it happened to work out. Dice, by the way, it's your turn.
Yes. Well, with the Thaddeus up my ass, I'm gonna use a power die. I'm gonna get on the comms and I'm gonna talk to Candaris, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, buddy, I love you." Or wait a minute. Wait, who's the Candaris? Is
the big red guy?
Remind me. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Candaris is the big red guy. Juju is the fat guy. So yeah, this guy.
No, yeah, him. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, man, I loved your work out there. I'm gonna need you to keep it up. And we got problem because they're bringing out an Inquisitor ship. We got to keep up the pressure. So I'm gonna use my power die to use insight, which it bolsters the resolve of a crew on your ship or another allied ship who can see and hear me. This ally can add my ship's charisma modifier to a number of damage rolls they make until the start of your
we'll
next
use your
turn.
charisma modifier, so I don't have to do
Correct.
math.
Equal to the number rolled on the die.
So
Yeah, so I'm thinking that is every time he makes an attack, he'll get. Okay, I'm making sure I understand
So
this, but
basically,
basically,
every time he makes an attack, you add Dice's charisma modifier to your roll. So what's your charisma modifier, Dice?
So my charisma modifier is a +5.
So
But
Candaris,
but it's
go on.
no, but it's equal to, because it says he can add that to the number of damage rolls they make until the start of your next turn, equal to the number rolled on the die.
Oh, I see. So he got rolled that power die. So roll the power die.
Okay, and does that get a bonus, or
No, it's just a flat d8 because this determines how many times he can add damage. All right,
2?
so for Candaris, for the next 2 attacks, next 2 hits, you can add and a +5 to your damage rolls.
And I'm going to instruct him to hold that for the big gunner.
Oh.
The big bad that I believe is coming our way, that they're trying to trap us with.
Nice.
All right. So, that's pretty much gonna be my time.
All right. So a very angry Gungan. Is he gonna keep firing? This man's shields are now down. Might be a good time to pepper him.
I'm wondering if I'm also detecting through the force this big bad that's coming. Am I?
Ooh.
What's my insight?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an insight roll, actually. As you kind of close your eyes for just a moment to try and reach out to the force.
So, is that a D20?
D20 and add, hang on one sec. So it's gonna be a D20 and you add 2.
2.
Yeah, so plus 2. 14, not bad. You kind of close your eyes and you feel a presence. The presence is awfully strong and it's trying to fight back, but it's a presence you feel nonetheless, and the presence is getting closer and closer. And you've sensed this presence before. It's the feeling of the Force. As memories flash by of your previous experience with Force users, both good and bad, you snap out of that and go back into your mindless rage. That is what you pick up on from your insight check.
Alright. I'm wondering if I would change tactic or if I should just keep firing.
That's up to you.
But with just... let's just see here.
You could roll to find out if you want to. Just roll a d20.
Sure. That's a d20 plus 5 or just d20 period?
Just a flat d20 to see what you do.
Alright.
So let's say you keep firing. Now this is going to be a d20 and plus 5.
So d20 plus 5.
Correct. 14. 14, this hits AC. Attacker wins. So that just hits. By the way, I'm going to point out there are several different maneuvers you could pull to add a little bit of damage and spice if you want to. You could add like a crippling shot to reduce the target's flight speed. You could disable it so it has disadvantage on the next attack roll. You could do an explosive shots. No, wait, no, that doesn't really work. You can expose a weakness and deal additional damage. Yeah, expose weakness. So expend 1 use of that power dice. Roll me a d8, please.
D8, just flat?
Yes, just flat d8.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So that is 2 points. And now roll me a d8 plus 5. And you add this on top of it.
Okay.
9 plus 2, 11. Holy crap. Yeah, this guy is not doing well. So you kind of like blast up his hull underneath and it just begins smoking and burning. as like the bottom half of the ship is beginning to tear itself apart. And you have exposed a weakness beneath the hull, so the next attack against this vessel deals double damage. Nicely
Rolled
done.
it up like a womp rat on a spit roast.
S free. You're up next. Again, the power of the
handkerchief
weapons go down. I think you only have one power dice left. Keep that in mind.
Take a handkerchief out. Wipe the oil off my head.
It kind of gets stuck a little bit and takes a second to reinsert itself back to your body.
He's really stressed out at this point.
It's
He's
like
going all over
airplane.
the place.
Yeah.
Topples over and he faints.
Oh wait, what? Okay. Do you actually just faint?
Yeah, he just faints. He's too stressed. He's been.
And is that it for his turn?
That's it. Yeah.
Alright, give yourself a point of inspiration right off the bat for acting in character. Caliban, the voice of your master rings through. Do you go in
He's
for
a
another
droid.
shot?
How does he faint?
He just topples over and powers down. We'll say.
Topples over powers. He's done.
Alright, Caliban, the voices of your master ring through. Do you go in for another shot?
I'm going to do it, but this time I'm going to use the Force.
Ooh, go ahead
Spooky.
and make me an insight check, if you'd be so kind. So that is a d20. What is your wisdom modifier? So that's
My wisdom
that's
is-
going to be a -1 to your insight. So roll d20 and -1. You reach out for the Force, but the Force is just blocking you out, and you can't feel it.
Hey.
You feel the Force, but it's just the Force user you're currently in the ship with, and is holding against you, is making you furious. But you can still take that shot. We'll say that's a free action.
Okay.
D20 and add 5.
And then after I make my shot,
Ah, my God, you're just not. It is one of those. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna suggest. There is a power dice you can spend to give yourself advantage for this hit, if you'd like. Just because you're
Sure.
having such bad luck, I'll give you this one. So roll again, and take the higher number. Oh my Darren! Oh man.
Oh no.
You kind
and
of like
as I
leaned
make
in-
a shot,
Yeah,
I
go for it.
glare over. I turn my head and glare at the other Force user, and I'm like, disgusting Gunkin.
Can you stop blocking my Skype calls, bro? Alright. Back at the top of the round.
Powers are weak, old man.
I'm not old. So back at the top of the round, Juju, you feel that forceful presence getting stronger. Candaris, it's your turn. Do you follow the orders of maintaining your attacks until the big vessel comes around? Or do you keep firing?
Well, okay, wait. Can he make an attack and just choose not to add the +5 damage? Can he
You know what?
save
I'll allow
those
that.
two?
I'll allow that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Candaris, you can just attack this vessel in particular if you want. This vessel is kind of within your reach.
Okay. Do I only get the bonus to damage until the end of
But you
until
only
Dice's next turn, or?
you get the bonus of damage permanently, but you only get 2 uses. And Dice is suggesting you hold the bonus of damage until the big vessel comes around.
Okay, yeah, I will follow that.
Nice. All right. Do you do another maneuver?
I'm gonna do a straight roll first.
All right, go for it. D20 and add 5. That is a 10. That is gonna whiff.
I am going to use a maneuver, seeing that, hope if you'll allow it.
What is it?
Precision shot, so... when I
I
make a
allowed it for
weapon-
Aaron, so I'll allow it for you. You can roll advantage. Expend that superiority
Uh,
die.
Well, I was gonna use precision shot.
Oh,
instead
you
of fainting.
add. Ah, okay. So
and
here's the
then
thing:
that gets added.
the target's AC is 14, and you got a 10 total. So you need to roll 4 or higher on this D8 to hit him.
Actually, yeah, the feigning shot would be a lot better, so I'll just roll and take higher.
Okay. Yeah, take the advantage. Yeah, that definitely is. You kind of like miss at first, but you lined up at your shot just the right moment. Go ahead and roll the d8, add that to the damage, and yeah, on top of your original damage, like usual. And S3 passed out, so you do not get the damage bonus.
God damn it, sexy.
Roll 2d8.
He's
Oh.
muted too. I wonder if he just like left.
No,
Oh,
that,
now he's back.
Man, it's stressful down here, right?
Yeah.
Give me your break.
all right. So that is a 9 plus 3, so that is 12 points of damage. Not bad. That is
And
about.
I'm using one of the ship power dice, not my own. For this
Oh,
particular one.
yeah, you can choose between the two. Yeah, make sure to keep track of that. All right, so you kind of like hammer into it, and the shields begin flickering, as the shields are at half capacity. All right, Thaddeus, is your turn. What do you do with the information that's been presented to you?
Okay. I'm going to do another. Actually, maybe I'll use my power die. So, yeah, no, I'm gonna do. I'll do an uncanny dodge.
Nice.
So, an attacker that can see. When an attacker that you can see hits your ship with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage.
That's yep, that is correct. So whichever attack comes first, you can use your reaction to have the damage. And so how you know what? How do you describe your ship's maneuvers? We've done so many at this point. How do you describe how you're kind of turning the ship around?
I would say it's pretty sturdy. Like it's not like all over the place. It's very straight and forest and very deliberate. So like every turn is it's planned. It's for like it's yeah, very in control. I would say.
Nice and steady. Speaking of which, targets attack, they do not have disadvantage this time, but one of them, the more damaged one, actually at this point, these two on the side of Caliban, you see a compartment open up and the shape of a missile begins to come out. Bombs away! As two missiles launch in your direction. So I am actually going to need the pilot to make me a dexterity saving throw. The ship gets a +5 bonus to this. You need to beat a 16.
A dexterity saving throw?
Yes. You roll a d20 and add 5, because that's the ship's dexterity saving throw bonus.
Oh, okay. So it's not my dexterity. Gotcha.
No, sadly not.
So +5.
Yes.
+5, d20.
Whew, just succeeds. It is, however, still gonna take half damage from the shrapnel. So, like, it kind of blows up. You dodge it out of the way, but like bits of shrapnel kind of launch into the side of your ship, and the concussive blow whoosh, kind of forces your ship to head into another direction and causes damage to the shield, but not as much as it would have, because this is gonna be a hefty amount of damage. But it's all reduced to. Actually, no, we'll say it's 1. Dexterity saving throw. I won't be a merciful god. So that is 30 points of damage reduced to 15. So the shields are looking pretty weak, but they're still just barely holding on there. You hear another voice from Martyr says,
Be advised, shields are below 25% capacity. Warning, warning, hull damage imminent.
and the ship that's wounded is actually going to attempt to move away. And this ship is gonna fly in for an attack. This one right here. That is going to be... Phew, 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 phew.
Going down 3 to go.
Thank God you have your uncanny dodge. That's a natural 20. That's a critical hit. That means you deal twice as many dice of damage, but you only take half of this because of uncanny dodge. That is 22 reduced to 11. But even then, I'm sorry to say...
Red alert! Red alert! Shields down! Red alert!
And the shields have powered down. As the last array of salt going straight overhead of the ship tears away at the shields, and they flicker off. Shields are at 0% capacity. Dice, it's your turn.
Oh boy. I'm
Boast.
going to guess that our the temporary hit points that
Yeah, they went through. That did not
Okay,
last.
gotcha. Wow. All right. Let's see here. Let me. So I can. I can use my last power dice, but that is essentially like the only thing I can do at this moment. Like I can just use one of my powers.
But
right?
you could also communicate. You can also give orders because you're the captain, and you can also like make a skill check if you want, like a free skill check.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm looking at coordinator. Is there... Here's a question. Is there any way that I can try to, establish communication between one of these ships?
I'm gonna say make me a technology check, if you'd be so kind. Is that what it is? Yes, technology check.
Okay, now does this count as my action, or...
We'll say this is a pretty bold maneuver, so I'm gonna say yeah, it's your action. It's gonna take some time to kind of get it to work and make sure you're on the right frequency, and it's gonna be a little tough, but make me that technology check.
Okay, so this is a D20 plus...
Whatever your technology bonus is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, baby, yeah, you know just the right frequencies. You're just like an office worker typing at maximum velocity. You set the radio dials just right, and you can communicate with whichever clone vessel you want. I was gonna say you can only communicate with one, but whichever clone vessel you want, you can speak directly to them with that nat 20.
Am I able to communicate with the Inquisitor ship?
You are not, because that is out of range.
Okay, gotcha. Alright. Well, let me see here. One thing I want to check. Okay. Okay, now, here's a question. Can I use a power die at this moment?
What do you want to use the power die for?
So, as an action, I can make a Charisma Impress or Charisma Menace skill check and expend one power die to attempt to charm or frighten
I
a
will
humanoid...
100% allow that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell him... which one is probably at its most strongest?
I'd say this one right here is at its most strongest.
Okay, so I'm going to expend a power die, and I am going to roll a charisma check. I'm going to tell him if he doesn't, if he doesn't tell all of his boys to stand down, we have 500 more ships in the wings that will personally hunt all of them down. We have an entire armada. And he better, yeah.
Please fuck off.
Make me a deception.
Yeah, exactly.
Make me a deception check.
Oh boy, my favorite thing.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, just a second. That's a 25.
You hear a worried voice saying,
Orders of only dictate that there was only 300 ships.
He sounds pretty spooked. We will see what they do on their turn.
Okay, now with the, hold on, wait a minute. It's the... I'm trying to remember. Wait. Okay, yeah. So when I'm doing this, this is like a frighten check.
Yeah, but you're also
So
lying. You're also full of
okay,
shit.
gotcha. Because I was gonna say if it's a frighten thing, he has to make an intelligence check, but
But no, we'll say this is an insight check. But his
okay,
insight
gotcha.
isn't the greatest, so he'd basically have to roll nat 20 to beat that. But
Okay,
anything's
alright,
possible. Here we go.
That's my action.
Yep, nope. He buys it. Alright.
Okay.
Durf Juju Tabooty. The one vessel that is exposed to this weakness has moved away from you. You can attack the one that is exposed to its weakness, but the attack will have disadvantage. Or you can hit this one that has not been damaged yet.
Am I so petty that I don't want to let it get away? Maybe.
Roll, make me a d20 roll.
Let's see. Just flat d20?
Yeah.
Eh.
Well, what do you prefer?
I think I can move on and reassert my efforts.
Fair enough.
This new ship, as Yoda would say. Fire the one that's closest, not the.
Yoda didn't say that. Alright, go ahead and make me an attack roll. You're still in your frenzied, disgusting rage. Slobber, the whole console's just covered in slobber at this point.
So just another d20?
Yeah, roll d20, add 5.
Oh,
That's-
add 5.
18, no, that hits. You'll need to re-roll that. Now,
Alright.
would you like to expend another power die to spice up the shot, or would you like to make it a normal attack? Keep in mind you only have 2 more power dice left.
Ooh, let's see. I'm just reading through my stuff here. Unstoppable force, can that be used?
What does that do? Please explain to the class.
Uh,
Oh, here we go.
Your
Your momentum makes you 9 unstoppable range, and you can move through. Unfortunately, this does not apply because you have to physically move through it yourself. So that's
okay,
a
fair
berserker
enough.
action. Sorry.
No worries. I'm just learning this as I go.
No, please, you're
What
doing great.
thunderous momentum.
Thunderous momentum. I think that also. Yeah, you're immune to. That's just, you're generally immune to the shot condition. So in this
okay.
case, you're just using like ship stats, so you can, like, you can also expose the weakness of this one if you want. If you want, just expose another weakness.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
All right, go for it. Roll a 2d8 and add 3.
2d8 with a 3.
Yeah, and add 3 on
All
top of it. 9 and add 1 more d8, please. So the shot penetrates through its shield and straight into the hull as you kind of like expose like the back end of kind of like a exposed generator on the backside of the ship as pieces of its hull begin to fly out into space. Shields of this one are now down. It's not quite bloodied yet, but it is not in the good state. Because the next attack against it will have double the damage. Nicely done.
Alright.
S3, Sexy. What's going on with Sexy? Would he like to make a roll to wake up, or is he just gonna wake up?
He powers back up. He's back in business.
Knock knock, Neo.
Well, thankfully,
Alright.
the ship is not quite full barrel roll status, so you can bounce yourself up at least a little bit.
Alright, he scurries over to Darth Juju. Drops off his slightly used oil-filled napkin so he can clean up the slobber.
Wait, you're leaving your station?
Yeah, I'm with.
Alright.
I think our
You can
shields
call
are
it-
still down. You should be.
I
you should
mean,
be powering those.
Why
back
don't you
up.
just power up the shield instead of wasting the full turn moving out to Juju?
This is really important, guys. Come on.
Are you actually
Alright,
gonna do that?
Uh,
No, alright.
So I have one more.
Yeah, you have 1 more power dice. I appreciate the sentiment, though.
Shield reinforcement. I guess I'll.
Shield
that.
reinforcements. And what does that do? Please explain to the class.
The bonus action, you can roll your tech die. Your shields immediately regenerate by the result of the die.
Nice. So you roll a d8, and that's how much shield you regenerate.
Oh,
Oh no.
One little flicker, one sad little flicker, doesn't even fully encompass the ship as the shields power up? Question mark? But that was a bonus action. You still have an action. And I'm trying to think if there's other things you can do as your action.
I do.
Actually, you gain
What does quick fixer do?
quick fixer. Oh, you can patch. Okay, so you can actually patch up the ship as you have on the patch check. Let me look up how patch works real quick. Patch. 1 sec. So the patch action. Trying to think. Okay. So here's how I'm gonna do this. You have advantage on this roll. It's a Constitution check, so you roll d20 and add your Constitution bonus. And if you succeed normally, you get 1d8. If you get a critical success, you get 2d8. If you fail, you do not heal anything. The DC is the DC to start with is 10.
So I guess I'll roll that.
We'll say this applies to shields. I don't think technically it's supposed to, but we'll say it applies because you need it. Yeah, okay, so it's not natural. You roll another d20, see if you critically succeed. Come on.
+4 as well?
Yeah, let's just roll the same one again. Not quite, but you do regain, roll a d8 and add that to your shield. Oh my god, man. Another sad flicker encompasses the ship. You're doing so well, man.
Who hired this droid?
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Sabotaging you guys are.
no wonder Mace Windu died.
Alright. After that savage roast, Caliban.
He wasn't a bitch, but his droid is.
Caliban, the Force is still with you, buddy. Would you like to channel the Force again, or would you like to just attack?
I will channel the Force again.
Make me another insight check.
All right.
Go for it. Or is there a specific power you want to use? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was going to use a explosive shot.
Yeah!
Use the Force.
Nice. So, first off, make me an insight check.
Okay, with the wisdom.
Yep. So you add that to your roll. You don't even feel the Force this time, but you can still make me an attack roll. So roll d20 and add 5. If it hits, you get some nice side effects.
11.
That does not hit. I'm so sorry, man.
Man.
It is just not your day today, man. The missiles threw you off. It just shaked up your ship, and turret just went off in the other direction. And Count Dooku says, "Remember my training. This insolence will not be tolerated. No further."
And I start punching the display controls in rage.
Yeah, Dice, through one of the ship's cameras, you can see Caliban just angrily punch it, and Durf just constantly slobbering over all of that.
Well, you watch the merchandise. Yeah, come on. This ain't, Oh my god.
Alright. Candaris, it's your turn, but firstly, Juju, the presence of the Force is even stronger now. Almost as if it's almost arrived. Candaris, is your turn. This target has its weakness exposed, so if you hit it, it deals twice the amount of damage.
Can I hit it? Or am I at disadvantage?
You're not disadvantaged. You're within range, we'll say. We'll say this is like just within range. If it was any further, you'd be out of luck.
Okay, no worries. Just gonna take a look here. Where the hell were they? Okay, whatever. I'm just going to roll the d20.
Alright, and
Just
add a
gonna
plus
attack.
5. Go for it.
Well, wait, the +5 is for the damage, right?
No, it's also for the attack roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, though it's +3 normally, but Juju gets a +5 to damage because he adds his rage bonus.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Alright, Candaris, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll 2d8 +3, because it's twice the amount of damage.
And just because I am going to
Why not?
actually, I'm gonna wait and see if I kill this thing or not.
Alright, go for it. 2d8 +3. How would you like to destroy your second clone vessel today?
Wow.
Oh, I would very much like to destroy it a lot. I want to feel these clones' fear.
Oh, you feel
So
it, alright.
I'm gonna do the same thing I did to the previous one. I'm just gonna line it up right for the eyes.
Nice. Okay, so you lined up right for the eyes, and just through the two visors, the glass breaks and just pierces right through the clone's skull and passes through to the other side of the ship, and it kind of begins to crumble and explode once again as a piece of shrapnel like scrapes the side of your paint as it flies off. Nicely done. Only 3 ships remaining.
Since I reduced it to 0 points, I'm gonna use explosive shot. So
Ooh.
expend 1 power die and use my bonus action to make an additional ship attack against a different ship within range if I can do that.
I don't think it's within range. It is not within range. This target is out of range, hence the disadvantage, unfortunately.
Oh, I can't hit any of the ones on the other side?
Well, you know what? Let me roll for it. Let me roll a dexterity to see if he kind of like flips over the ship and heads off to the ships on the other side. No. Unfortunately, he whiffs. And just kind of goes off his own direction, so save that point. Is my recommendation.
Alright.
Nicely done. Holy shit. Got 2 confirmed kills. Vadius! Your ships are barely holding on. 2 of your Sith Lords are currently messing up the equipment. What do you do?
Okay. First, can I roll a perception and just kind of like get a layout of things and maybe like see if there's like some sort of weakness or something that I can use to my advantage?
Sure. Give me a general perception check.
Perception? General perception.
Yep.
Okay. So... Oof.
You don't see anything. As a matter of fact, you're too fixated on the strange camera footage to notice anything in your immediate surroundings.
Okay. Well, in that case...
You still have your action, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use one of my power dies. I'm gonna do the Starship Charge. So take a ram action. You can expend the power die to increase the damage. On a failed save, the target ship takes additional kinetic damage equal to the amount rolled on the die, plus your ship's strength modifier. Your ship has resistance to the additional damage dealt by this type.
Okay, nicely done. So, would that also deal damage to your vessel, because you're ramming into something?
It says that your ship has resistance to additional damage dealt by this tactic.
Oh, so... I see. So we'll say... I'm trying to figure out something here. So we'll say you take the equivalent of falling damage. So if you were to ram into both these targets, that would be 2d6. But you take half of that damage.
I just want to ram into the one... I just want to ram into the one that Dice didn't talk to.
Alright, so...
The one that's kind of scared.
Yeah, that one's spooked. So this one is the one you'd have to ram into. Jesus Christ. Go ahead. Does it say what check to make for ramming into it?
No, it doesn't.
Alright, I'm gonna say this is a simple piloting check.
A pilot check?
Yeah, a pilot check.
Okay.
It's in your sheet somewhere, I think.
Yeah, I see it. It's a +2. So
Nice.
So a D8 +2?
A D20 plus 2, actually.
D20 +2, okay.
14. And that is their AC, so we're gonna say you kind of like tip one of your wings as you kind of like lean forward and dive in and just scrape alongside the ship at the back. And the damage is what again?
Damage is... 1 second here. Fuck, where is it? On a failed save, the target ship takes additional kinetic damage equal to the amount rolled on the die.
Oh, additional kinetic damage.
Plus your ship's strength modifier.
Alright, so roll a d8, add another d8, and add 4, if you'd be so kind. 2d8 plus 4.
So 2d8s plus 4. So 1, 2.
Okay, you only add the plus 4 once, so that's 6 plus 9 is 15 points of damage. You just scrape into the side of its ship, and its shields are just barely able to hold out against the might of your vessel. And you do take a little bit of damage. You take half of this damage. So 4 reduced to 2, your shields go down to 0 again. As you scrape along that target at the back. And over the comm chatter dice, you hear,
They say they have... Commander, they say they have more vessels along the way. What are your orders? Our orders are to pursue this vehicle by all means. But sir, if we are outnumbered 2 to 1, we don't know what we're up against.
Interesting.
and the other one says,
Very well. I suppose it's like, very well. I don't think the Inquisitor is going to be too happy with our choices. But new orders. Retreat. Retreat.
go ahead and make me an insight check dice.
Okay, that is a insight is plus. Ooh, okay, I'm good at this. Just a sec. Let me. Yep.
Now take it.
Oh no!
Sounds like they're just gonna retreat. Sounds like it worked.
Awesome.
So we're gonna roll and see if these two vessels regain their concussive missile or not. The first one does. The second one does not. So another missile fires at you, kind of like goes and spins around and fires the missile at you before heading in the opposite direction. I'm gonna need another dexterity save from the ship. D20 plus 5 from the pilot.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be
That's me.
Oh, lands right into it because of your earlier maneuver right into the side of the ship earlier. You pull up just too slowly and hit. The missile launches right into your hull, and this is going to be a hull damage. That's 20 points of hull damage as the top end of the vessel, just a whole chunk of it flies off, and there are just alarm sounds going off everywhere. You can hear the slight sounds of air beginning to escape the ship.
Damn.
now this.
Warning. Hull capacity below 75%. I repeat. Hull capacity below 75%.
This other one right here. What's he doing?
He's going to shoot at you while running away. So he is
Gotcha.
going to have disadvantage. So that is a 12 plus 5, 17. Still hits. Unfortunately. So that is going to be 2d6, that's plus 5, that's 9 more points to the hull. You hear the pieces of the hull starting to fall out, and fires kind of begin. Fire and steam begins kind of pouring in from the center chamber. It is not looking good. This ship over here is gonna do something. Thaddeus, you failed your perception check, so you don't know what he's doing. And he is going to move further away. Alright.
Okay.
Next up, Dice, it's your turn. Your ship is not in the greatest of shape.
Yeah, let's see what I can.
Land, man. Is there a planet nearby or something?
That was gonna be my question.
Go ahead
would
and Dice, make me a perception check. Unless there's something you could do as a communicator, but I don't believe there is. So make me a perception
Can I
check.
also roll a perception check?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
He could assist.
Yeah,
me
he's
also.
assisting. So you're both kind of like scouting out for a planet, kind of half panicking, half trying to stay
Okay,
calm.
wait. Okay, so that's 17.
Roll another and take the higher number.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, hold on. So 17 plus 5, I should
22.
say.
So roll another dice, just in case you get a crit.
No.
Alright, but that is still high enough, and as you're kind of like moving through the vastness of space...
What about me? Do I help?
Yeah, so you both kind of notice, all the vast of
Well, do I
space...
roll, or...
No, you don't roll. He just has advantage, so he's got you covered.
Okay.
So you see off the side, kind of like a planet that almost seems like it's kind of like breaking at the seams. A planet of kind of like, almost like, looks like dusty and white and with like blue, it's like a mix of blue and white. And Thaddeus, you immediately recognize this planet. This is your home. This is the planet of Mandalore.
I'm not a Mandalorian. What?
Oh wait, what? I thought you were.
I'm not.
He's a Chiss.
I'm a Chiss. My home planet is Scylla.
I thought, but why do you have the best? Why do you have the best car?
Because I hunted a Mandalorian.
Ah, that's right. But okay, fair enough. I apologize. You recognize this planet because you've hunted here many times. This is the planet of Mandalore. Planet of Mandalorians that have kind of been not quite as strong as it used to be due to a recent war that occurred here, but the soldiers that remain are still pretty tough, and they're not particularly a big fan of Force users. That being said, there is nothing else in the galaxy but an asteroid field far up ahead.
Take us down. We can't keep flying like this.
All right. I'm gonna follow that order.
Nice.
You better. Come on. I know what I'm doing around here.
Juju to booty. There is only one target you can hit, but you wouldn't have to make it at disadvantage. The ship is in quite the disarray, however.
There's like a big chunk of our ship missing, and there's air escaping, right?
Yep, the ship is not in the greatest condition.
Can I just like use the so I know I'm a Gungan and I can breathe the air and water. How well can I hold my breath in space?
You cannot, because there is.
I just wanted to like throw myself out of the ship like Princess Leia and attack the ship.
No, Gungans do not breathe in space. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Logic.
What is that? Yeah.
I just think that'd be hilarious if I was like too like mad and I just hate being stuck behind the gun and I just wanted to throw myself over there.
That would have been hilarious, but unfortunately Gungans do not breathe air. Breathe space air. There's nowhere in space.
No, I just hold my breath for a really long time.
You know what? You can certainly try. Make me a Constitution saving throw to hold your breath. You better roll fucking high, and then we'll determine what you can do after that if you want to carry on with this plan.
So what is it? So roll D20?
Yeah, D20 and add your Constitution modifier. You better roll fucking high.
This is gonna be.
Oh Jesus.
That's not quite high enough, so we'll say that will get you about half of the way there. But the other half that you don't really realize, you're gonna get affected by the lack of oxygen. However, I'm gonna have you make another roll. Make me a dexterity saving throw to launch yourself towards this other vessel. A chunk of the space. We'll say there's like a chunk of like a hull that you kind of like use the force to hold. You hold your breath. You use your force to move the piece of the hull off to the side, and Martyr says,
Warning, warning, oxygen warning, gunner level, warning, warning.
As you see on the visors, this Gungan uses exoskeleton to kind of like launch himself towards this vessel. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
So that's a D20 with 3.
Hang on, you D20 and add 6 because you're proficient at dexterity saving throws for some reason. Oh my god!
What the fuck is going on?
Devin, how would you describe this?
Leroy Jenkinsing it.
Alright, so you kind of like use it to force yourself out and you launch your lightsaber towards this vessel, and a clone trooper kind of like, you see a clone trooper inside just trying to hastily repair the hull. It just looks over to you. Oh shit. Go ahead and make me a lightsaber attack roll. We'll say with advantage, because why not? So roll 2d20 and add 6. And yeah, roll d20 and add that hits. So you pull out your switch saber. Describe your lightsaber to us, please.
It's like a popsicle, except it it splits apart and then reattached together, so it becomes like a two-bladed saber that I can spin around.
Right.
It's like nunchucks, but it's a lightsaber.
Alright, so here's the damage you do. You deal 12 energy damage plus your rage bonus. How would you like to destroy this vessel today?
Right.
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly. So you hold out your switchblade saber. You don't have time to switch it out, but this form does more damage. And you launch it towards.
It up into ribbons.
You cut straight through it. You hold out your saber. You cut straight through the vessel, and it just splits in half. And the ship is torn asunder, and the clone trooper is just flying out. And you grab the clone trooper and snap his neck, toss him off to the debris that also explodes. Jesus fucking Christ, give yourself a point of inspiration.
Can I see all of this?
Yes,
Like,
you see all of this. The two pilots see this.
all of this.
I need to turn to Dice and just say, that thing might be disgusting and slobbery, but damn does he have a warrior spirit.
Yeah, I'm sickened but curious. No.
All right,
I'm looking at him. I'm like,
you can't look
show off.
away. It's like a train wreck in slow motion.
covered in googlers.
Sexy, it is your turn.
Alright, I have to repair the shields, so I'll use a shield reinforcement.
All right, that is a power die roll. Remember that. So you can't just repair the ship.
I can just like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you roll me a d20 and add the Constitution bonus, like before. Which add me a +5.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right, 24. So roll me a d8, and that's how much you repair the hull of the ship. He's
for
trying
fuck's sake.
his best. So you kind of begin like mending. You take like one little chink of the armor and you like solder it in, and you're just like, good work. You give yourself a lighter thumbs up. And you make it good job. Caliban, two ships are moving. Caliban, two ships are moving away from you. Juju is about to suffocate in space. Everything's on fire. What do you do?
Okay, this is so overwhelming. So I just close my eyes and think of like the words of my master Dooku.
Make me another insight check, please. Let's hope you get better luck. That's better. Everything goes silent, and you hear a voice. Not of your emperor, but of a breathing. And you open your eyes. It's an Inquisitor. Just in a black void. She's kind of wearing a mask, kind of like a mix of Kylo Ren's and Darth Vader's, just with a huge split down the middle. She's wearing black robes and a black hood, and is carrying a dual-bladed lightsaber. And she lights it up, and the red energy sees through the darkness. And she says,
sense your presence. We'll be seeing each other soon.
And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Oh boy, good, because
Oh.
I was gonna have to
Holy
get off of here,
shit.
but
Holy shit.
wow,
shit.
what a
Wow,
story,
what
Mark.
happened?
Saved by the bell.
What just
Yeah.
happened? The fuck just happened? Anyways, guys, that was the first episode of Fringes of the Empire. Tune in next week, Sunday, same time. I will actually be there on time. I promise this will be a lot smoother. But I look forward to it and / terrified of what's going to happen next. What will happen to our heroes next time? Will Juju suffocate in the void of space? Will the Inquisitors destroy what's left of the vessel? Will they be able to land in Mandalore in time? And will they want to? Tune in next week to the Fringes of the Empire.
And is there actually 500 ships armada at our as our
Who
backup?
knows? Have a
All
great
right,
night,
thanks
everyone.
everybody, and good night.